Country music legends are known for their unforgettable voices and timeless hits. But what if we told you that behind the spotlight, many of them hide talents you'd never expect? In this video, we uncover 12 country stars with the most surprising hidden talents, from secret skills on the rodeo stage to artistic gifts far beyond the microphone. Get ready to discover a side of your favorite country icons that will truly leave you amazed. Dolly Parton, the storyteller. Beyond music. When people hear the name Dolly Parton, they immediately think of dazzling rhinestones, unforgettable country hits, and a voice that shaped generations. But few truly realize that Dolly's talents go far beyond the stage. Behind her glittering public persona lies an unexpected gift. She is a prolific writer and storyteller, particularly in the world of children's literature. Her journey as an author began naturally. Dolly grew up in a poor family in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, where storytelling was a way of life. From her earliest days, she carried a love for words, often weaving tales for her siblings and later for fans. What sets her apart is not only her ability to write songs, but also to craft narratives that inspire hope and imagination. She has published several children's books, including the beloved Coat of Many Colors, which carries the same message of resilience that her iconic song delivered decades earlier. But Dolly's hidden talent isn't limited to the written page. She is also a sharp-minded businesswoman who built an empire far beyond her music career. Dollywood, her theme park in Tennessee, is one of the most successful tourist attractions in the United States, drawing millions of visitors each year. While the world knows Dolly as a singer, her ability to create and sustain a thriving business brand reveals a completely different kind of genius, one rooted in vision, strategy, and empathy for the communities she supports. Perhaps her most touching contribution comes through the Imagination Library, a book gifting program she founded in 1995. What started as a small project in her hometown has now grown to distribute over 200 million books to children worldwide. This initiative not only shows her talent for leadership, but also highlights her deep passion for literacy and education, an often overlooked part of her legacy. In many ways, Dolly Parton's hidden talents reflect the same qualities that made her a musical icon: creativity, determination, and heart. Whether she's writing a children's story, steering her business empire, or changing lives through philanthropy, Dolly continues to prove that she is far more than just a voice on the radio. She is a cultural force whose talents stretch across worlds, leaving a legacy that will outlast even her most famous songs. Willie Nelson, the martial artist behind the music. For most fans, Willie Nelson is the embodiment of outlaw country. The braids, the bandana, the smoky voice, and the rebel spirit that changed American music forever. Yet behind this iconic image lies a surprising truth few would expect. Willie Nelson is also a dedicated martial artist, holding a black belt in Taekwondo and Gongkwon Yusul, a Korean martial art. Willie's journey into martial arts began not as a publicity stunt, but as a lifelong passion. In his early years on the road, constant touring took a toll on his body and mind. Looking for a way to stay healthy and disciplined, he discovered martial arts training. For Willie, it wasn't about fighting, but about balance, focus, and inner strength. Over the years, his dedication grew so deep that he trained regularly, even well into his 80s, surprising both fans and fellow artists who often found him practicing kicks and forms backstage. What makes this hidden talent remarkable is how seamlessly it fits into the philosophy that defines Willie's life. Just as his music blends genres and breaks rules, his martial arts practice reflects a commitment to self-discipline within freedom. He has often spoken about how martial arts gave him peace of mind, especially during turbulent times when fame, politics, and personal struggles collided. For a man known for pushing boundaries, the structured discipline of martial arts became an unexpected sanctuary. Willie's black belt is not honorary. He earned it through years of training and perseverance. In 2014, at the age of 81, he officially received his 5th-degree black belt in Gongkwon Yusul, a milestone that astonished fans worldwide. Watching him demonstrate techniques at such an age shattered stereotypes about aging and reinforced his image as a man who lives life entirely on his own terms. Beyond the martial arts studio, this hidden talent also shaped his stage presence. The same focus and rhythm that guide his movements in martial arts can be seen in his guitar playing and his ability to control a performance. Willie's calm yet commanding aura on stage mirrors the discipline of a martial artist. Grace under pressure, strength in simplicity. Willie Nelson's hidden talent reveals that true legends never stop growing. While the world knows him as a country outlaw, his journey in martial arts proves he is also a student of discipline and inner peace. It is a side of Willie that reminds us greatness isn't just measured by the songs you sing, but also by the wisdom and resilience you cultivate away from the spotlight. Reba McEntire, the rodeo queen, turned country legend. Reba McEntire is often celebrated as the queen of country, known for her powerhouse vocals and unmatched stage presence. But before she became a superstar in Nashville, Reba's life was shaped by an unexpected talent that most fans never see. She was once a skilled rodeo rider and competitive barrel racer. Born and raised in Oklahoma, Reba grew up in a family where rodeo wasn't just a pastime, it was a way of life. Her father, Clark McIntyre, was a world champion steer roper, and the rodeo grounds became Reba's first stage long before any concert hall. As a teenager, she competed in barrel racing and other rodeo events, developing not only physical skill, but also a grit and determination that later fueled her rise in music. Those who saw her perform in the arena recall her fearless speed on horseback, a reflection of the same bold spirit she carried into country stardom. What makes Reba's hidden talent fascinating is how naturally it connects to her artistry. Barrel racing requires precision, rhythm, and the ability to make split-second decisions while under pressure, qualities she later channeled into her performances as a singer and actress. In interviews, Reba has often acknowledged that the rodeo shaped her resilience, teaching her how to handle both victory and defeat with grace. Even after fame took her away from competitive rodeo, Reba's love for the sport never faded. She has remained deeply connected to ranching and horses, often returning to her Oklahoma roots. Her ranch has always been more than a backdrop. It reflects her ongoing passion for the cowboy lifestyle. For her, horses are not just animals, but companions that keep her grounded, reminding her of who she was before the world knew her name. This hidden talent also explains Reba's authenticity in country music. Unlike many who adopt the cowboy image as performance, Reba lived it firsthand. When she sings about wide-open spaces, heartbreak under the prairie sky, or the resilience of rural life, it's not just poetry, it's memory. Her fans feel the difference, sensing the real grit behind her polished voice. Reba McEntire's rodeo roots remind us that her success didn't come only from natural talent in music, but also from the discipline and courage she learned in the rodeo arena. It's a hidden side of her life that adds depth to her story. The Queen of Country was once a fearless cowgirl, racing barrels under the Oklahoma sun before conquering the world stage. Kris Kristofferson, the pilot who traded skies for songs. Kris Kristofferson is best remembered as the rugged poet of country music, the man who gave us timeless songs like Me and Bobby McGee and Sunday Morning Comin' Down. But before he became a legend in Nashville, Kris had already lived a life of extraordinary adventure. His hidden talent? He was a highly trained helicopter pilot and military officer, a path that seemed worlds away from the stage lights. Born into a military family in Texas, Kris excelled academically and athletically, eventually earning a Rhodes Scholarship to Oxford University. While most aspiring songwriters might have headed straight for Nashville, Kris instead pursued a disciplined career path, joining the U.S. Army. There, he trained as a pilot and mastered the art of flying helicopters, a talent that required sharp focus, technical knowledge, and nerves of steel. By the early 1960s, Kristofferson was on track for a prestigious military career. He taught English literature at West Point and even had offers to continue rising through the ranks. But deep inside, Kris carried another dream: music. His decision to leave behind a secure military future for the uncertainty of songwriting shocked his family and peers. It was a leap that revealed the same courage he once displayed in the cockpit. His flying skills, however, didn't fade into the past. In one of the most famous stories of country music lore, Kris used his helicopter to land on Johnny Cash's lawn in the late 1960s, hand-delivering a demo tape in an audacious move that perfectly symbolized his fearless spirit. That moment not only showcased his hidden talent, but also became the turning point that launched his songwriting career. What makes Christofferson's story unique is the way his military and aviation background shaped his music. His songs often carry a sense of discipline and precision in their structure, balanced with raw honesty. The contrast between the rigid world of military life and the free-spirited poetry of country music gave him a voice unlike any other. Beyond the myths and anecdotes, Chris Christofferson's hidden talent as a pilot stands as a reminder of the many lives he lived before fame. He wasn't just a songwriter or an actor. He was a man who mastered the skies, commanded respect as a soldier, and then dared to walk away to chase art. That rare combination of discipline and rebellion is what made his music resonate so deeply. Chris Christofferson's story proves that sometimes the most surprising talents are not abandoned. They are carried within, shaping everything that follows. His journey from pilot to poet remains one of the most remarkable transformations in country music history. Shania Twain, the country queen with a trainer's touch. Shania Twain is often hailed as the queen of country pop, a trailblazer who redefined the genre with hits like Man, I Feel Like a Woman and You're Still the One. Her voice and image are unforgettable, but behind the spotlight lies a hidden passion that surprises even her biggest fans. Beyond her music, Shania is a skilled dog trainer, a talent that developed out of necessity during her difficult upbringing and blossomed into a lifelong love. Growing up in a struggling household in Ontario, Canada, Shania faced hardships that might have crushed another spirit. Her family often battled poverty, and young Shania was forced to take on responsibilities far beyond her years. Amid the challenges, she discovered a natural ability to connect with animals, especially dogs. Training them wasn't just a hobby. It became both an escape and a way to channel discipline and creativity. Her unique bond with animals continued as her career took off. Even when touring the world, Shania often spoke about how her dogs grounded her. They weren't simply pets, but partners, creatures she trained with precision, patience, and an intuitive understanding of behavior. Fans who know her closely recall that Shania's homes, whether in Canada or Switzerland, were always filled with animals, and her ability to manage and train them reflected an unexpected side of her personality: control, resilience, and compassion. This hidden talent also mirrors her musical journey. Just as training dogs requires consistency, patience, and the ability to adapt to challenges, Shania approached her career with the same mindset. She revolutionized country music by blending it with pop influences, facing criticism from traditionalists, yet staying steadfast in her vision. Her resilience in both areas, animal training and artistic reinvention, shows a common thread. She thrives on determination and quiet strength. Beyond personal satisfaction, Shania's love for animals led her into advocacy. She has supported several animal welfare organizations and used her platform to promote kindness and respect for pets. Her hidden skill and training gave her not only a private joy, but also a voice in broader conversations about animal care. What makes this hidden talent truly surprising is that it offers a glimpse of Shania far from the glamour of the stage. When fans imagine her, they see bright lights, bold outfits, and global fame. But behind closed doors, she is just as comfortable in jeans and boots, patiently teaching a dog commands, finding joy in the quiet connection between human and animal. Shania Twain's story reminds us that even global icons carry simple, grounding passions. Her hidden talent as a dog trainer proves that greatness isn't always about dazzling performances. It can also be found in the quiet moments of love, patience, and understanding. Garth Brooks, the country titan, who swung for the fences. Garth Brooks is a name synonymous with record-breaking stadium tours, chart-topping hits, and the kind of energy that transformed country music into a global phenomenon. But long before he became the most commercially successful country artist of all time, Garth had another dream. His surprising hidden talent? He was once a serious baseball player, a skill that nearly took him down an entirely different career path. Growing up in Yukon, Oklahoma, Garth was as passionate about sports as he was about music. Baseball, in particular, captured his heart. Throughout high school and college, he played with dedication, showing not only athletic talent, but also the competitive drive that would later fuel his music career. His strong arm and determined spirit made him stand out, and for a time, Garth seriously considered pursuing baseball professionally. Even after he chose music, Garth never completely left the sport behind. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, after his fame had already skyrocketed, he stunned fans by stepping onto Major League Baseball fields, not as a celebrity guest, but as an athlete. Garth signed contracts with several MLB teams, including the San Diego Padres, New York Mets, and Kansas City Royals, participating in spring training games. While he didn't make it to the regular season roster, his performances on the field showed genuine skill, not just celebrity curiosity. For many fans, seeing their country idol take swings against professional pitchers was both shocking and inspiring. What makes this hidden talent meaningful is not whether Garth could have gone pro, but what it reveals about his character. Baseball requires persistence, discipline, and the ability to recover from failure. Qualities mirrored in Garth's relentless pursuit of success in music. Just as he once faced down curveballs, he later faced industry skepticism with the same resolve, breaking barriers and rewriting the rules of country stardom. His connection to baseball also became a way to give back. In 1999, he launched the Touch 'Em All Foundation, later renamed Teammates for Kids, which supports children's charities through partnerships with athletes. The foundation reflects how his love for the sport extended beyond personal ambition, transforming into a platform for philanthropy that has raised hundreds of millions of dollars. Garth Brooks' hidden talent reminds us that legends are not one-dimensional. Before he was a titan of music, he was a boy with a glove, dreaming of home runs. That same drive carried him from the ballpark to the biggest stages in the world. His story proves that even when one dream fades, the passion behind it can fuel another, sometimes one that changes history. Kenny Rogers, the gambler with an eye for the lens. Kenny Rogers will forever be remembered as the smooth-voiced storyteller behind hits like The Gambler, Lucille, and Islands in the Stream. But what many fans don't realize is that Kenny's creativity wasn't confined to music. His surprising hidden talent was photography, a skill that grew from a personal passion into a professional pursuit that earned him critical acclaim. Kenny first picked up a camera in the 1980s, at a time when his career was already thriving. For most, photography might have remained a casual hobby, but Kenny approached it with the same dedication he gave to music. He studied techniques, experimented with lighting, and honed his eye for detail. Soon, his photographs began attracting serious attention, not just because of his fame, but because of their genuine artistry. In 1986, Rogers published his first photography book, Kenny Rogers' America, showcasing breathtaking landscapes and everyday scenes that reflected his love for the country he sang about. Later, he turned his lens toward people, capturing intimate portraits of celebrities and ordinary individuals alike. His ability to reveal character through the camera was so powerful that his work was exhibited in galleries and even featured in international publications. Perhaps his most notable project was Your Friends and Mine, 1987, a collection of portraits featuring some of the biggest stars of the era, Elizabeth Taylor, Michael Jackson, Dolly Parton, and more. The photographs displayed a rare side of these icons, stripped of glamour and captured in moments of vulnerability. Kenny's reputation as a photographer wasn't just built on celebrity access, but on the depth of humanity his pictures conveyed. This hidden talent also mirrored his music. Just as his songs told stories of love, heartbreak, and resilience, his photographs told stories without words, capturing fleeting emotions and preserving them forever. The same patience required to wait for the perfect shot was evident in the care he took in crafting timeless ballads. For Kenny, photography was more than an artistic outlet. It was a sanctuary. As the pressures of fame mounted, the quiet solitude of working behind a lens gave him balance. It allowed him to see the world from a different perspective, one not defined by stage lights, but by subtler shades of life. Kenny Rogers' hidden gift as a photographer reminds us that creativity often flows through multiple channels. While the world knows him as a music legend, his eye for photography revealed another side of his genius, one rooted in observation, empathy, and the ability to freeze time. It's proof that true artistry transcends a single medium, leaving behind a legacy as rich in images as it is in song. Brad Paisley, the guitar virtuoso with a comic's pen. Brad Paisley is celebrated as one of modern country music's finest guitarists and songwriters, blending heartfelt ballads with witty, lighthearted anthems. But outside of his musical career, Paisley carries a surprising hidden talent. He is a skilled cartoonist and visual artist, with a lifelong passion for drawing and storytelling through images. From childhood in Glendale, West Virginia, Brad's two obsessions were music and art. While he practiced guitar tirelessly, he also filled sketchbooks with cartoons, caricatures, and illustrations. His sense of humor, later evident in playful songs like I'm Gonna Miss Her, was equally sharp in his drawings. Teachers, friends, and even local newspapers noticed his knack for capturing personality and comedy in simple lines and exaggerated expressions. When fame came through music, Brad didn't abandon his artistic side. Instead, he found ways to merge both worlds. He has drawn cover art for his albums, designed tour merchandise, and created comic-style illustrations that reflect his playful persona. In fact, the artwork for his 2011 album This Is Country Music incorporated his own designs, giving fans a glimpse into the artistic hand behind the guitar. Paisley has also ventured into professional illustration. His cartoons have appeared in publications, and he has contributed to children's projects where his humorous and approachable style shines. For him, drawing is not just a hobby, but a second form of expression, a way to tell stories visually, much as he does lyrically. What makes this hidden talent remarkable is how well it aligns with his music career. Cartooning requires observation, timing, and the ability to distill complex ideas into simple, striking images. These are the same qualities Brad employs in songwriting, turning everyday moments into vivid, relatable stories. Just as a cartoon exaggerates reality to reveal truth, his songs often use humor or simplicity to touch deeper emotions. Paisley himself has spoken about how art gave him balance during demanding tours and recording schedules. Sitting with a pencil and sketchpad offered a quiet escape from the noise of fame. And just like his music, his drawings reveal a man who is both deeply thoughtful and unafraid of laughter. Brad Paisley's hidden talent as a cartoonist reminds us that creativity often flows in multiple directions. While millions know him as a guitar virtuoso, those who discover his artwork see another layer of his artistry, one that proves he can make people smile, not only with a melody, but also with a simple stroke of ink. In both music and art, Brad has the rare ability to turn life's moments into stories that stay with us. Carrie Underwood, the vocal powerhouse with a chef's heart. Carrie Underwood rose from small-town Oklahoma to global stardom after winning American Idol in 2005, quickly establishing herself as one of country music's most powerful voices. Known for her soaring vocals and flawless performances, she became an icon of strength and grace in the modern era of country. Yet beyond the spotlight, Carrie possesses a surprising hidden talent. She is a skilled cook and devoted advocate of plant-based cuisine, often impressing friends and family with her culinary creations. Carrie's passion for cooking developed naturally as part of her commitment to health and wellness. A longtime vegetarian who later transitioned into a mostly vegan lifestyle, she found joy in experimenting with recipes that were both nutritious and flavorful. Unlike many celebrities who rely on personal chefs, Carrie spends time in her own kitchen, crafting meals that reflect her creativity and attention to detail. Her hidden talent is more than a casual hobby. Carrie has shared glimpses of her cooking through interviews, cookbooks she has contributed to, and social media posts that reveal her love for preparing meals from scratch. From plant-based comfort foods to inventive desserts, her dishes often surprise people with how satisfying and delicious they are, even for those who don't follow her diet. Her ability to balance taste and health reflects the same discipline she brings to her music career. What makes Carrie's hidden talent particularly fascinating is how it reflects her personality. In an industry filled with glamour and excess, she finds grounding in the simplicity of home-cooked meals. Cooking is her way of expressing care, whether for her family, friends, or herself. She has often said that preparing food gives her a sense of calm, a counterbalance to the intensity of tours and public appearances. This side of Carrie also shows her role as a nurturer. Just as her music often speaks to empowerment and resilience, her cooking reflects a desire to nourish and strengthen. Her fans see her as an inspiration, not only for her talent on stage, but also for her commitment to healthy living and authenticity at home. Carrie Underwood's hidden talent reminds us that even the biggest stars find joy in everyday activities. While the world knows her as a dazzling performer, in her kitchen, she is simply Carrie, a woman stirring pots, testing spices, and creating meals with the same passion that fuels her songs. It's a quiet yet powerful reminder that greatness often shines brightest in the smallest, most personal moments. Johnny Cash, the man in black with a poet's brush. Johnny Cash is immortalized as the Man in Black, a voice of the downtrodden whose songs like Folsom Prison Blues and Ring of Fire became anthems of truth and rebellion. Yet beyond his haunting baritone and commanding stage presence, Cash carried a hidden talent that few outside his inner circle fully appreciated. He was a poet and visual artist, quietly crafting works of literature and art that revealed an entirely different side of his soul. From his early days in Arkansas, Cash had a love for words that went beyond songwriting. While music was his main outlet, he often wrote poetry in notebooks, pouring out thoughts too personal or abstract for his songs. Many of these writings remained private for years, reflecting deep struggles with faith, mortality, and the human condition. In 2003, shortly before his death, a collection of his poems was published under the title Forever Words, allowing fans to glimpse the poet who had always lived behind the singer. But Johnny's creativity didn't end with words. He also had a lifelong passion for drawing and painting. During downtime on the road, Cash sketched images ranging from biblical scenes to stark portraits, his style raw yet deeply expressive. Unlike polished commercial artwork, his drawings carried the same grit as his music, unfiltered, emotional, and unapologetically honest. Several of his artworks have since been exhibited, surprising admirers who knew him only through song. What makes this hidden talent compelling is how it expands our understanding of Cash's artistry. His songs were often confined to a 3-minute structure, but his poetry and drawings allowed him to express ideas without limits. The same darkness and redemption themes that marked his music also run through his visual and written works, proving that creativity was his constant companion in every form. Cash himself saw no boundary between his music and his art. He believed all forms of expression were connected, each giving voice to different pieces of the human spirit. His hidden talents as poet and artist reveal a man who was not only documenting the struggles of others, but also searching for meaning within himself. Johnny Cash's story reminds us that legends are rarely one-dimensional. While he will forever be remembered as a towering figure in country music, his hidden gifts as a writer and artist show that his creative fire burned far wider than the stage. The Man in Black was not only a singer of truths, but also a painter of emotions and a poet of the unseen. Casey Musgraves, the country dreamer with a designer's eye. Casey Musgraves is known for her ethereal voice, poetic lyrics, and bold artistry that challenges the boundaries of modern country music. With albums like Golden Hour and Star-Crossed, she has won Grammys and carved out a unique space in the industry. But away from the stage and recording booth, Casey possesses a hidden talent that speaks to another side of her creativity. She is a skilled interior decorator and designer, with an eye for transforming spaces into reflections of beauty, mood, and story. From a young age in Golden, Texas, Casey displayed a fascination with aesthetics. While her peers were focused on sports or academics, she loved rearranging rooms, experimenting with color palettes, and paying attention to how light and texture could shape a feeling. This early instinct evolved into a refined passion as she grew older, influenced by her love of vintage styles, retro Americana, and modern minimalism. As her music career flourished, Casey found herself gravitating toward design projects during breaks from touring. She renovated her Nashville home with such creativity and flair that design magazines took notice, praising her ability to mix rustic country elements with chic contemporary touches. From neon signs and cozy textures to whimsical wall art and vintage furniture, her spaces reflected the same personality fans loved in her music: playful, soulful, and deeply authentic. This hidden talent is more than just a hobby. For Casey, designing interiors became another form of storytelling. Just as her songs capture moods and emotions, her design choices create atmospheres that tell silent stories. She has often said that she feels most at peace when decorating a space, arranging objects until everything feels just right. The process mirrors her songwriting, careful, intuitive, and always centered on emotional truth. Her design sensibility has also extended into her stage sets and music videos. Fans who marvel at the dreamy aesthetics of her performances may not realize that Casey's eye for design heavily influences these visuals. In many ways, her music and her hidden talent are inseparable, each enhancing the other. Casey Musgrave's story proves that artistry does not stop at one medium. Whether she is writing lyrics about love and self-discovery or transforming a simple room into a sanctuary of light and texture, she brings the same sense of intimacy and wonder. Her hidden gift for design reveals another layer of her artistry, a reminder that beauty can be crafted not only in melody, but also in the spaces we inhabit. Blake Shelton, the country crooner with a comedian's timing. Blake Shelton is one of the most recognizable voices in modern country music, with chart-topping hits like God Gave Me You and Austin, and millions of fans who adore his laid-back charm. His role as a coach on The Voice further cemented his place in pop culture. But beyond his music career and television success, Blake possesses a hidden talent that may surprise those who only know him through his songs. He is a natural comedian, with the wit and timing of a seasoned stand-up performer. From his earliest days in Oklahoma, Blake was known as the class clown. Friends and family recall his quick one-liners, mischievous pranks, and the way he could make a room erupt in laughter with little effort. This sharp humor carried over into his career, making him one of the most entertaining figures in country music interviews, award shows, and television appearances. Unlike many celebrities whose humor feels rehearsed, Blake's comedic talent is spontaneous. He has the rare ability to read a room, seize a moment, and deliver a line with perfect timing. Fans of The Voice have witnessed this talent firsthand, as he often steals the spotlight with hilarious banter, playful insults, and self-deprecating jokes. His humor not only entertains, but also builds a sense of authenticity. He comes across as someone you'd love to have a beer with, not just a star on a stage. Over the years, Blake has even taken his comedy beyond casual banter. At private events and charity galas, he has delivered stand-up style sets, mixing stories from his life with observational humor. Those who've seen him perform in this way say he could easily hold his own in a comedy club. His storytelling instincts as a songwriter seem to translate seamlessly into comedic storytelling, where punchlines replace melodies, but the rhythm of delivery remains the same. What makes this hidden talent particularly interesting is how it complements his music career. Comedy requires vulnerability, relatability, and the courage to not take oneself too seriously, all qualities Blake embodies in his songs as well. His humorous side also explains why audiences connect with him so deeply. Beyond the music, he offers laughter, warmth, and a sense of genuine humanity. Blake Shelton's hidden gift as a comedian proves that talent often comes in more than one form. While fans celebrate his music and television stardom, his ability to make people laugh reveals another dimension of his artistry. It reminds us that country music's biggest personalities are not just singers, but entertainers in the truest sense, capable of lifting hearts with a melody or breaking tension with a perfectly timed joke.